to have a parade for that hire.
No. There is something going on in their front office there in Atlanta. And I know Arthur Blank, it has been down there a very long time. It's been the controlling owner since 2002 down there in Atlanta. Lot of success, especially the off the field stuff, getting a stadium done in that city. With all the different things going on there is not an easy thing when you're in the rotation like they are for a lot of big events. So they were able to do that. They've, not won the big one. They, probably should have won the Super Bowl, but they didn't. That's the cold, hard fact. And now he's got a front office full of people that, from all indications that I've heard, seen from all credible sources, the front office basically threw a revolt at the idea of Bill Belichick, which is why he's not there.
Well, I can't imagine why.
Yeah, well, Bill Belichick's presence was going to endanger their own.
Yes.
So that's why they decided, that guy can't come in here because how am I going to pay my rent over here in Conyers if that dude is in here getting me fired? So therefore, Bill Belichick could not stay, and they made sure they did whatever they needed to do, however that works, to get him out of there and make sure he was not the head coach. And I would imagine Mike Vrabel, if he was the pick, would do much the same that Belichick would do in a different form. But be that as it may, a lot of the people who are there in that front office who have been there for a long time probably wouldn't be there under a Mike Vrabel administration either, which is why, yes, the Atlanta Falcons met with Mike Vrabel. They met with Bill Belichick, and they hired Raheem Morris anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who was 4-7 as the interim head coach there, who had one successful season with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think they went 10-6 one year and made the playoffs. And then the next year it was bad.
Yeah, it's just not going to be well received.
21-38 overall as a head coach.
And as a franchise who doesn't have a quarterback right now.
Now, I will say this. He was last time a head coach about a decade ago.
Was it that long?
It's been more than that, actually. He was head coach of the Bucs from 2009 to 2011.
Wow, he's not even that old, is he?
No, he's 48.
I was going to say.
He got hired with the Bucs at age
he must
33.
have been young.
He was the youngest head coach in NFL history.
Okay.
Got hired with the Bucs at age 33. On the heels of, I guess that would have been the John Gruden. Yeah, because John Gruden had been there a decade at that point after winning the Super Bowl. So, yeah, he was the first guy after John Gruden to get the job down there in Tampa. Stayed 3 seasons, didn't go well. It's been bounced around. Some people thought he would get another shot someday. They just didn't think it would be 13 years later before Raheem Morris finally gets another shot. He's won a Super Bowl with the Rams. He's been successful there as a coordinator. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. But, they talked to Vrabel and they talked to Belichick, and they decided, we're going to go with Raheem Morris.
Mm-hmm.
And they need a quarterback, and he's the defensive guy.
Yeah.
I mean, all right. I mean, apparently, apparently the people who stayed must have an idea of what they're going to do. Rich McKay and those guys, apparently, Terry Fontenot and whoever else is there, I don't know. Apparently, they've got a clue what they're going to do.
Let me tell you. They're rejoicing of this hire. I can tell you that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they can work with him.
and they know they can keep working.
Oh, yes. And keep working is right. Bill Belichick was going to endanger their very being. So, no, Bill Belichick couldn't get in the building.
Yeah, it's kind of like yesterday. We played the Brian Callahan presser live at 1 o'clock. And it went for about 45 minutes. And then we came on the air a little bit early before our normal 2 o'clock slot, and we talked about it for a lot yesterday.
Yeah.
And my takeaways, if you didn't hear yesterday, of that press conference where it was the brief Rand Carthon and what he said, and then the rest being Brian Callahan and what he said.
Miss Amy spoke.
Amy Adams Strunk. Well, it was Rand Carthon.
Yeah.
Then Amy Adams Strunk briefly.
Yes.
Just basically introducing him.
Yes.
And then Brian Callahan the rest of the way. It was like 5 minutes was Amy Adams Strunk and Rand Carthon, and 40 minutes was Brian Callahan.
Yes, it was clearly his day.
But what I took from all those exchanges is that, as I said yesterday, Rand Carthon and Mike Vrabel was not going to work. It was doomed. We just didn't know it was doomed
Yeah.
Like knowing today what we know, if we knew then, we could have been sitting here all last year going, something's going to give. It's
Well,
either going to be the head coach or the GM, but they can't work together.
We should have.
Because
Yeah.
they're going two different ways. Because, I mean, look, I've been around the block long enough. I didn't need to be over there. I don't need to talk to Rand Carthon or know him personally. He's been on the show once.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I can listen to things and I can put together, I can connect dots. Rand Carthon, this whole hunting, weekend hunting together is not.
It's not the same thing as hunting separately.
It's not right.
Or whatever the slogan.
Like,
yeah.
Hunting together is not the same. How did he phrase it?
I think hunting together is not the same thing as hunting separately.
At the same time,
or whatever the thing is.
Hunting at the same time is not hunting together.
I think it was a little different, but whatever.
You don't think that in a shot? That's of course that to me, that is 100% a shot at Mike Vrabel. In other words, I was evaluating players. He was evaluating players. We just weren't doing it together. That's what it screamed to me. Rand Carthon was like, yeah, I was doing my thing. He was doing his thing. And then, but we weren't doing it together.
Hunting at the same time isn't the same as hunting together.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Here it is.
Hunting. I was hunting. He was hunting. We just weren't doing it together.
Yeah.
That's what he said. And so that was a direct shot at Mike Vrabel and a direct shot of really, or I guess a peel back the curtain to tell us what was really going on.
Well,
and again, it was going to take the owner choosing a side for there to be separation, and she chose a side.
Let's say the Zay Flower rumor is real.
Okay, I believe it. I believe
it now.
There's a real shot. It was.
It was. So if one guy goes out hunting and brings back Peter Skoronsky, and the other guy goes out hunting and brings back Zay Flowers, that would suggest that there is a massive difference of opinion about what we're hunting for.
So if I go out deer hunting and I bring back an 8-point buck,
yeah,
and DJ Damon goes out hunting, we went out the same time, just farms next to each other, and he brings back a doe. And we asked Justin McFarland,
yes,
who do you think did better today?
Well,
what do you think? If you were just, I know we're not hunters,
I'm certainly
not. I understand that. I'm not saying that we are. I'm just saying,
you get me the wrong thing.
Hunter's eyes, who do you think some people would say?
The buck
who had more success?
The buck tends to be worth more money there.
An 8-point
buck
or DJ Damon's doe.
The doe can't do a whole lot with the doe.
Okay, right?
That's from my knowledge of the very limited knowledge.
I'm not saying Peter Skoronsky's a doe.
I'm not either, and you shouldn't.
But I'm just saying he's in a lesser category right now as Zay Flowers. That is unquestionable.
Yeah.
Today, he is in a much lesser category. Zay Flowers had the much more successful season than Skoronsky. True?
Yes, I would think so. But the way I think of it is this, Darren, and I don't want to use the hunting analogy. To me, it's more of we're riding in the car, and the car is rolling along smoothly, and then all of a sudden the car stops, and we have to pull over to the side of the road, and we can't figure out why the car has stopped. If I get out and pop the hood and start searching all over the car for anything leaks or mechanisms or anything going on, and you start changing the tire, we have a pretty different opinion about what it is that's actually wrong with the car.
That probably could happen with the two of us in the car.
I'm just saying.
I don't mean to put you in the same category as me, but I could easily do that.
If you go,
I'd be checking the windshield wiper
and you just
fluid.
say, I'm changing the tire. Does the tire look flat? No, but we stopped, and I don't know what's going on. Let's change the tire, and let's see what happens. And I'm under the hood, checking fluid, looking for leaks, looking for stuff. We have very different opinions about what is wrong with the car.
I would suggest neither one of y'all ride together in the future.
I'm just saying.
Well,
exactly.
We can ride together, and we should ride together in a reliable, newer car.
In a reliable, newer car where everything's going to go fine, and we don't have to have disputes like this.
I have a discussion before you get out of the car. So yeah.
No, because the car
But you didn't-
stopped.
yeah, that's
the car
right.
stopped, and we're both responsible for getting to where we need to go. So we're going to get out the car and we're going to inspect, but we're inspecting two very different parts of the car. You're looking for a tire, and I'm looking for oil leaks or whatever.
We're going to hunt together and go to Baltimore, and we're going to do that next.
And now for today's winning Cash 3 and Cash 4 numbers from the Tennessee Lottery. The first number is the number you just thought of. The second number is the number you would have picked. The third number is the day of your wedding anniversary. And the fourth number
They're only
is...
lucky numbers if you decide to play them. Cash 3 and Cash 4, only from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And in the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. 800-462-3333.
Your brain is an amazing thing. But as you get older, it naturally begins to change, causing a lack of sharpness or even trouble with recall. Thankfully, the breakthrough in Prevagen helps your brain and actually improves memory. The secret is an ingredient originally discovered in jellyfish. Based on a clinical study of subgroups of individuals who are cognitively normal or mildly impaired, Prevagen has been shown to improve memory. A Pharmacy Times national survey of pharmacists rated Prevagen the #1 pharmacist-recommended memory support brand for the 5th year in a row. You can find it in the vitamin aisle in stores everywhere without a prescription. Help your memory. Try Prevagen today. Prevagen. Healthier brain, better life. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
When was the last time you did something fun with family, friends, coworkers, and clients? What if I told you about a place under one roof that offers affordable entertainment for all ages? That's what you'll find at Strike and Spare Family Fun Centers in Donaldson, Hermitage, Tusculum, Hendersonville, and Murfreesboro, with bowling, games, food, drink, and entertainment for all ages. Enjoy an enhanced experience in Hendersonville or Murfreesboro, where they feature additional fun with bumper cars, laser tag, roller skating, and more. All locations are open 7 days a week, including holidays. Visit online at strikeandspare.com. Strike and Spare, where fun is bowling.
Hey, it's John Burton from News Channel 5 and the Greg Pogue and John Burton Show.
And I'm former All-Pro linebacker for the Tennessee Titans, also known as Mr. Monday Night, Keith Bullock.
And I'm Patton Cook.
We're inviting you to join us every Saturday morning from 10 to 11 for What's Good with KB and JB, the podcast show.
All live on Nashville Sports Radio and all streaming platforms.
We talk Titans, we talk SEC football, we talk NBA, we talk everything. And we also get a little petty from time to time.
Make sure you join us.
The McFarland Show. Video streaming live on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube from the Strike and Spare studio.
Rolling along on this Friday afternoon, Darren and Justin here live in the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio. We are the McFarlands. 615-844-5600. DJ Damon is alongside. Well, he came on the show last week. He told us not only were the Ravens going to beat the Texans, he doubled down. In fact, he went all in. He said the Ravens are going to win the Super Bowl. And I've heard this out of Gary before, and he was right. We'll see if he's going to be right again. Let's go up to Baltimore. He is standing by. Gary Stein, Monumental Sports and Entertainment, is joining us now. Gary, how we doing?
I'm doing great, and I'm sticking by it, my friend.
Oh, I knew you would not. Look, I've heard you say it before, and I know you're going to stick by it. And look, it looks good right now, right? And now, you get the team that everybody knows on the AFC side, you got to beat to get to the Super Bowl. The good news for Baltimore is that they're actually going to get to do it at home. It was crazy to think that Patrick Mahomes just recorded his first road game and road win in the playoffs last week.
And Baltimore's crazy about it because the last time they hosted an AFC championship game, it was the Colts.
Yeah.
It was back in 1971.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going back, 53 years in between AFC championship game, hosting it. So this town is nuts. The weather's going to it's going to rain tomorrow, Sunday, but it's not going to be bad. It's going to be in the mid-40s, pretty seasonal, etc. It's going to rain for both teams, so I don't really see that as a factor. And, let the chips fall where they may.
Why did you feel and say it emphatically last week when you did, Gary? What is it about you? You've been watching a lot of Ravens football over the years, and you've been watching this team all season long. Why did you feel compelled to not only, because I think I just said, do you think they're going to beat the Texans, and are they going to cover? I even threw in that little cover in there.
Yeah.
But you took it a step further. Why?
Well, I mean, if you're going to boil it all down, okay, I can give you 100 reasons, but if you're going to boil it all down, I'm going to say it's a healthy, mature Lamar Jackson and Roquan Smith. They're basically what the offense and the defense, circles around. They're the sun, and everybody else is the planet. And when you have two suns on your team like that, that team is hard to beat. And that's kind of what I've been seeing really ever since Roquan got here last year. The defense has completely changed its character and its work habits, especially this season. For a full season he's been here. And again, it's the maturity of Lamar. They're the Suns. Everybody revolves around them. That's the biggest difference.
Let me just say this. I brought it up this week on the show, and I even said, I think I'll bring this up to Gary because the two of us have been covering the Titans and watching the Titans the entire 25 years they've been in this market.
Mm-hmm.
So we've seen a lot of Titans-Ravens games over the years.
Boy.
Gary,
Yep.
I know you have because we started these conversations about 20-something years ago, okay?
We in fact, yep.
I do not like this is me talking. I want to get your perspective. Yours I'm going to value more than what I'm saying because I'm saying it from afar, but I still feel very good about it. People that I've been watching national shows this week trying to compare this year's defense to the 2000 Ravens defense, and I'm like, no.
Stop it.
No.
Stop it.
Do not do that.
Right.
Okay, when you hear that, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think a couple things. I think in and of itself, you're right. There is no comparison between the 2000 defense and the 2023 defense because basically you had Hall of Famers dotting the Ravens lineup. I mean, literally, okay? Ed Reed. Well, actually, Reed wasn't there yet.
Reed was not on that team.
Woodson. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about Ray Lewis, the greatest of all time, perhaps. But there's one thing, though, that you should know, okay? And this I say to a lot of people who kind of bring this up comparatively. The game has changed dramatically from 2000 to today. And what I mean by that in terms of defense is this. If you go back and you look at highlights from the 2000 defense, there were things that defense did. There were plays that defense made that they would be called for roughing the passer today. They would be called for unnecessary roughness. They would be called for defensive holding. So in other words, the 2000 defense, the way that they played, can't play today because they would get penalized all game long. So what I'm looking at the 23 defense is under the rules of the game today, as clean as they need to play, this defense is top-notch. Is it as good as 2000? No. But the eras are different, and how defenses can play are different. That's what I would say.
Fair enough. That's a well stated. I asked you about Mike McDonald last week. I'm not going to ask you about Mike McDonald this week. I am going to ask you, Brian Callahan, we played the presser live yesterday before our show. Brian Callahan sworn in as the new Titans head coach. It looks like they have asked to talk with the defensive backs coach, Denard Wilson, with Baltimore to possibly join his staff. What can you tell us about him?
I think he would be a great pickup. I think that this is another thing that we talked about just the other day. If you want to do your research, go back and look at how many defensive pass interference penalties and defensive holding calls have been called on the Ravens in the last 8 weeks. Okay? And I'll tell you what the number is. It's 2. They play clean. Okay? Number one. Number two, did either of those have an impact on the game? No. This is about as straight up and as clean as a secondary can play. And a lot of that has to do with him and the defensive backs, coaching in general. So it will be a good pickup. If you guys want to play some good, clean, hard football, that's a nice pickup.
Assess for us how you felt and maybe how you scored the dancing that went on in the locker room after the win last week.
I've seen better, to be honest.
Me too.
So
not from me. Not from me. Don't give. I mean, I'm not saying me. Yeah.
Darren, not for me either, by the way. But I'm just like a spectator. I'd probably give it an 8. Okay, but I mean, I've seen Harbaugh do a 10 before. I've seen Marlon Humphrey do a 10 before. So Odell. I mean, I didn't even see Odell dance in the locker room. I'm not sure he actually danced. But regardless, that's great. But they know they still have. And we talk about closeness and like being connected. This team is really connected. That's another reason why. I mean, we've been in the locker rooms and around teams, and sometimes you're connected, sometimes you're not, and there's levels of that. This one is really super connected. That's a testament to John Harbaugh. But they know they have work in front of them. So that was a dance for it. The reason why that was an 8, guys, is because it was a divisional game. Okay, if they win this game, it'll be a 9.5.
Okay, and
if they win the Super Bowl, then you'll see it.
Why has Todd Monken worked so well?
That's a great question. He uses the whole field. He is all about angles and space. And when I say he uses the whole field, I mean he uses the length of the field and the width of the field. He puts players in spaces that they can make plays and doesn't take for granted an inch of the field. You have to literally cover 53 1/3 yards width-wise because he's going to use all of it. And he's got the weapons that are able to take the right angles and make the plays. So Zay Flowers, they call him the joystick here, the rookie out of BC. That's you get him out in space and you don't take the right angle on Zay Flowers, he's gone. Justice Hill out of the backfield, the same. That's the reason why they got Dalvin Cook, because Dalvin Cook plays well in space. He's going to make an impact on that game on Sunday. Aguilar, he may not have as many catches as most others do, plays great on angles and in space. The Ravens have not only vertical speed up and down, they have crossing speed across the 53 1/3. And that's why Todd Monken has been successful.
I'm of the opinion that the Baltimore Ravens are the better team on Sunday. There's no question about it. They're better at every single position except for one, and that is the quarterback position. I believe number 15 in red and white is the best player in football, period, even though the Ravens have a better team. So now we're looking at a situation where the best team in football is taking on the best player in football. And I'm not saying that the Chiefs are going to win. I'm just saying that they certainly can win. What are the ways that you think the Ravens can lose this game?
You're going to get no argument from me. He is the best quarterback in football. Lamar Jackson may be having the best season
this
season. No, that's up for debate. But, yeah, I mean, I could argue that, But, yeah, he's the best quarterback in football. If the Chiefs win this game, it's going to be because of Pat Mahomes. Period, full stop, bottom line. He can do things that nobody else can. It's like he's got eyes in the back of his head. He can throw with both hands. He can run. He can, you've seen all the games, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is not going to be easy. You're absolutely right. 1 through 30 on the roster The Ravens are, I would say KC and the Ravens are probably about equal, 1 through 30. Maybe give the Ravens a little bit of an edge. But when you get from 31 to 53, that's where you win the Super Bowl. And the Ravens have no holes, 31 to 53. Everybody has a job, and everybody does the job well. I don't know that you can say that about Kansas City, okay? But when you have a quarterback like Mahomes can overcome that, okay? So, yes, I agree with you. How do the Ravens lose this game? If they don't contain Mahomes and they let Mahomes dominate, get out of the pocket, make his plays, he can win any game no matter how good you are. So they are going to have to contain Mahomes. Also, another thing, they got to continue to play clean, okay? They cannot do the DPIs. They cannot do the defensive pass, the defensive holding calls. Those kill you. Those kill a defense. They have to play clean and they have to play straight. And they have to maintain their integrity so they don't let Mahomes do the things that he likes to do. When I say integrity, I mean the front seven needs to maintain their lane integrity to keep them contained.
Here's a curveball for you, all right? Derrick Henry earlier this week or last week revealed there were 2 AFC teams interested in bringing him aboard. And they were playoff teams. Darren and I believe firmly it's either the Buffalo Bills or it is the Buffalo Bills and the Baltimore Ravens. Do you believe at any point that the Ravens were interested?
I didn't hear the first part
Sure.
of your question.
Derrick Henry, the Titans running back, who looks like he's not going to be with the team. He was on a podcast earlier in the week indicating that there were 2 teams in the AFC who are currently in the playoffs that were interested in trading for his services, but the train didn't happen.
Very close. Remember, he said
one was very close. Do you believe at any point in the offseason that the Ravens were seriously interested in bringing Derrick Henry to Baltimore?
I don't think they were seriously interested. I think that they could have inquired. And I think they probably did inquire. In fact, if I were Eric DeCosta, I would have inquired. But it's not like the Ravens to invest draft capital in that position. I think they were satisfied with what they had on roster. They may have kicked the tires, and when they found out what it would cost, declined. So I wouldn't say they were seriously interested. And guys, I say this with a caveat. I don't know this for sure. I just know the way they think and the way they value capital, and I don't think that's Raven-like.
That is interesting. We believe it's the Buffalo Bills and the Ravens were the 2 teams, because Derrick Henry himself said there was 2 AFC teams who are currently in the playoffs, is what he said. So that
yeah.
At the time anyway, a few weeks ago, obviously the Bills are out. The other thing I wanted to at least pick your brain about is the reaction there in the city. I was in Kansas City, and they popped up on my timeline today. 4 years ago today, I was in Kansas City for the Titans and Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. And the city of Kansas City was as tight of a place that I have ever been in my life. There was a part of me that was kind of glad that the Chiefs won, because that means I could return to Nashville safely, because I'm not sure if I was going to be okay if the Titans had won that game. They were wound really tight in Kansas City, because for them it had been 50 years since they had been to the Super Bowl, let alone won the thing. Baltimore is a different story. They've gotten a couple of Super Bowls in the fans' memory. If this doesn't happen this year, the frustration or disappointment level in Baltimore is where?
High, very high. I think that the city is wound tight, but we're always wound tight. We kind of have a chip on our shoulder. We're kind of like we are between D.C. and Philly and New York, and people forget about us. You hear the headlines, I'm sure, murder capital of the world per capita, blah, 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 dangerous city, okay. I mean, I get it. It all happens in 3 neighborhoods, but nobody talks about that. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, like, that's kind of who we are as a people, and I think that bleeds into football. We've been here before. 2019, extremely disappointed. 2006, had the best record in the league, lost in the first round to the Colts. The Colts of all freaking teams, okay? Very disappointed. So, yeah, we're wound tight. We're worried about the referee. I'm sure you've seen that.
I have.
Pop up.
I have.
Okay. So we're worried about that. That's the talk now. I mean, I think it's human nature. People expect the worst, right? We're quietly confident because I think Baltimore realizes it has probably the best team in the league. But, not the best team in the league wins every day. And not the best team in the league wins in the AFC Championship. And not the home team wins all the time. So I think the frustration level would be extremely high. The disappointment level would be extremely high.
Gary, as we wrap this up, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask this. Last week, there was, a scene where Jason Kelce, Travis Kelce's brother, didn't have a shirt on. He's in a suite. Next thing you know, he's in the stands. I think he was crowd surfing in Buffalo. If he chooses to do this in Baltimore, will it be received well or will it end poorly if he decides to do that?
I'm not even quite sure it could happen, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, look, I don't know the circumstances behind that last week, but I'm sure it was like, spur of the moment kind of thing, right? Like, if he does it, like, it's not spur of the moment now, right?
Right.
So if he's going to do it, he's going to do it because he did it last week. Well, we know about that now, right? So I'm not even sure that it could actually happen. If you know what I mean. I'm not saying people are going to fight him, but people may try to block him.
Well, there's alcohol in suites, correct?
Yeah, well, so let me think about this for a minute. Yeah, right. I mean,
I'm just saying, if there's alcohol in the suites, then there's a good chance he could do it again.
Yeah, I mean, he could try. Put it that way, he could try. But I'm saying he may be blocked and tackled. So it'll be interesting to see. I guess Taylor Swift's coming, right? I mean,
that's where I was going next. How are they? Yeah. Will she be received well, or how will that be?
So are you saying like people might could they potentially boo her? Right? You know what? In this town, I think it's quite possible.
Wow.
To be honest.
Okay.
I wouldn't put it past them. Yeah. I don't think she's going to receive a hero's welcome. Okay, there's not going to be 30,000 12-year-old girls there. Okay, right? I mean, she's not going to be a hero here. But it'll be interesting. It's funny. Like, I'm dealing with the football. Like I've been doing that for 30 years. Now all of a sudden I got some pop stuff to think about. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Actually.
Okay, give it to us. They get it done. They win. I'm assuming.
Yeah, they get it done.
Okay.
It'll guys, let me tell you something. I really feel this. It'll be close. Like, they're not going to win by 30, 20, right? But I mean, like, it could be a 10-point game and still in doubt in the fourth, okay? Like, he could be driving them downfield, but I think the defense makes a play at the end of the day. I think the defense is equal to the task. Also, let me say one quick thing. The injury to Joe Thuney, the left guard for Kansas City, he may or may not play. That's huge.
I said that this week. I've been saying that.
It is.
Yep.
It's huge because that A gap that he represents, his right shoulder, that's what's hurt. That A gap, the Ravens blitz that. And if the Ravens can bust the dam there, Kansas City's running game could be in trouble. Pacheco's not going to be able to get outside. Our two edge guys really hold the edge well. I really don't see Pacheco doing a lot of damage outside. If they're going to run, it's going to be in the middle, and I don't think they're going to be able to do that.
All right. Great minds think alike. I've been saying that all week. You better pay close attention to whether he plays or not, because that could impact the game big time.
Yeah.
Gary,
huge injury.
Appreciate it as always, my man.
Thank you, sir.
If we're talking to you again, we know what happens. Yep.
Yeah, man. Hey, you got me on speed dial.
Thank you, Gary. Appreciate it.
All right, bud.
Gary Stein, Monumental Sports and Entertainment there in Baltimore. He's been at it for a long time. He's fantastic. Good stuff from him, as always. Wide open the rest of the hour. 615-844-5600 is how you get in touch with us. More of the McFarland Show next.
And now, Keep It Clean Tree Service is reminding Americans to show support to the brave men and women who serve in our U.S. military. Please visit USO.org and locate Military Care Package to see how you could make a difference today. This message is brought to you by Keep It Clean Tree Service. For tree trimming, tree removal, stump removal, grinding, and site management, beautify your property with Keep It Clean Tree Service. Give the pros a call today at 615-480-0029, 615-480-0029, or visit KeepItCleanSolutions.com. That's Keep It Clean Tree Service, proudly saluting our troops and veterans. They're professionals who care. In Tennessee, 967,430 people struggle with hunger. and 295,570 of them are children. That's 1 in 7 who struggle with hunger, and 1 in 5 are children. People who are hungry are not necessarily living on the streets. They may be in your child's classroom, in your neighborhood, or just down the street. In addition, many of these people live in food deserts, which are areas more than 10 miles from the nearest grocery store. Often there are limited resources to get food, and the only option is fast food or convenience markets. While processed food may help with hunger pangs, it provides little to no nutrition. What began in 2008 as a dream to buy land, grow food, and give it away has recently developed into a way to serve and impact more individuals in the community. God has blessed our mission to be a healthy food source to those in need so much, By Faith Farm had to create a nonprofit to continue meeting the need in the community on a larger scale. Visit ByFaithFarm.com to get involved. That's ByFaithFarm.com.
Gas, groceries, utilities, you name it, the price of everything is going up. And if you're stuck in a bad timeshare with rising maintenance fees, the financial burden can be crushing. It is time to get your finances in order and get the real facts about that timeshare that you are stuck in and your options to get rid of it. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has been helping families out of horrible timeshares for over 10 years and has put together a complete timeshare exit information kit that he will send you absolutely free. To date, over 30,000 families have trusted Wesley Financial Group to help them out of financial hardship by getting them out of bad timeshares. Get the facts about how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation. Simply call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit and see how you can become timeshare free. Call 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. Once again, 800-462-3333.
This is the Grant Vogue and John Burton Show.
Just start with Vrabel being fired. Your initial reaction.
Called it, felt it coming for weeks now, if not months. Not surprised. That's my reaction.
I thought he got himself fired.
How so?
Just by being Mike Vrabel.
Yeah.
I think if he really, really wanted to be the coach here, he would be.
I agree with you 100%.
Greg Vogue and News Channel 5's John Burton. WNSR. Nashville Sports Radio.
5-state forecast. Your exclusive National Sports Radio, WNSR Sky Scan forecast for this afternoon. Mostly cloudy skies, high 58. Cloudy tonight, showers become likely, low temperature 44. Saturday, clouds and showers, high 54. Still the chance for a shower Sunday. Utilizing the resources of the WeatherBug Network on National Sports Radio, I'm WNSR's meteorologist, Jim Rinaldi.
Sports Radio, WNSR.
Give us a call, 615-844-5600. The McFarland Show with Darren and Justin.
Good stuff from Gary Stein, as always. Tony Kemp coming up, 3 o'clock. Nashvilleian, former Vandy baseball star. Was with the A's, I think, the last 4 years. Now he's a free agent. So looking forward to catching up with Tony Kemp. He's going to be speaking. He's part of a group speaking at Belmont on Sunday. We'll tell you all about that. So looking forward to having a good conversation with him. 340 McFarland's 6-pack of picks. And we are live here today in the Strikers Bear Family Fun Center studio. No rain. It's nice.
Rain tonight.
Okay, but right now.
Right now, you're good.
No rain.
Yeah.
Like the last couple of days, it's been.
Yeah, and this weekend's going to be a washout. I hate to break it to you. This weekend's going to be a washout.
I went to a place last night in Murfreesboro. You should see my car when you go out in the parking lot.
Okay.
Actually, you should see the inside of it. Yeah, it's brutal.
A little muddy.
Took in a lot of rain.
A little muddy out
mud.
there. Okay.
A lot of mud. Lots of mud.
Lots. Emphasizing on the lots.
Lots
of mud.
Of mud.
All right.
So I am intrigued. I really am intrigued by both of these games. I think the numbers are going to be off the charts.
Yeah.
You heard Gary say it. It's been since 1971.
Yes.
Since the city of Baltimore has had an AFC championship game there. Remember, the Ravens did it on the road.
On the road.
Both times they did it on the road and went on to win the Super Bowl. So that city is going to be crazy. And then on the other side, go across the country, in San Francisco.
Business as usual.
You know, it's the 49ers in the spot where they expect it to be. And then they're going to have this, this pesky team from the Motor City Kitties.
Yeah.
From Detroit. That's going to go out there and try to keep shocking the world.
I mean, they're working on it, and they're the upset favorite, obviously for everybody who's out there who's following this game. What I've been trying to figure out is how many times the 49ers have been to the NFC Championship game. 19th appearance. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Good grief. All right. 19th appearance for the 49ers in the NFC Champion. Man, I'm sorry. That's causing me.
I don't know why you're surprised.
To stumble back. I don't know why either, but that's making me stumble back. That's an amazing number. It really is. That's crazy.
They're probably number one, I would say.
I would think. I mean, if
even
they're not, then who is? I mean,
even over Pittsburgh.
19 NFC Championship games. My favorite question of the morning, one of our folks asked us, because I mentioned on the air that the Lions had never won the Super Bowl, and they won their NFL championship in 1957. In the meantime, the 49ers had won 5 Super Bowls. Somebody asked me, did the 49ers really win 5 Super Bowls? Yes, they did. Have you not been following football as of late? The 49ers really won 5 Super Bowls, even though I did not know they've been in the NFC Championship game 19 times. That's crazy. It's a crazy number. That's a very successful franchise.
Yeah.
Definition of.
I think they may be the most successful.
Jeez.
When you get down to it.
Jeez. Now I'm looking here. They're 7-11 in the NFC Championship game, but still, so they're the LeBron James of the NFC Championship game. I see. That's interesting. By the way, their first NFC Championship game, Darren, 1971.
Imagine that. Huh. So the Ravens and 49ers. Obviously the Ravens don't have the same success numbers as
they
the 49ers.
lost that game to Dallas in 71.
Did they really?
But
that makes sense.
First NFC Championship game, January 3rd of 71.
I don't think, even though you said they're the sexy favorite for the upset, I don't think Detroit can pull off the upset. I don't think. If they do, that city, oh boy. Watch out.
If they don't, you mean?
If they win.
Oh, if they win,
Detroit
it turns into a volcano, yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
I would be fearful if they won.
It's going to be
What would happen?
It's going to be a massive. We're going to hear the celebration from here.
Did you hear the Red Wings game last night?
Yeah.
In Detroit?
I saw it on social media, but yeah.
So you know the chant?
Well, I couldn't make it out. What was the chant exactly?
You don't know the chant?
No. What was the chant?
What do you think it was? Just take a guess. Like, do you think it was Let's Go Lions?
That's not their thing.
Do you think it was Motor City Kitties?
No.
Let's Go Detroit?
They don't say that. I don't know what their chant is. They do a roar thing. But
Bite your kneecaps?
It might have been that.
No. I'll tell you what it was.
What was it?
Listen to this.
I couldn't make it out.
Jared Goff. Jared Goff.
Well, he's become a cult hero there.
Isn't that crazy?
Become a cult hero. No,
But
it's not crazy.
How could he be more popular than Aiden Hutchinson?
Well, because he's a quarterback. Because he's a quarterback.
I know, but still. Isn't it amazing how...
But he's also the underdog story, too. And people love that.
Jared Goff.
Aiden Hutchinson is not the underdog story there. But Jared Goff is.
I could not believe it.
Hey, amazing things can happen in sports.
Jared Goff chance at a Red Wings game.
They're excited. And they should be. It's been a long time for them. They should enjoy this, drink it up. I hope they're having the time of their lives because you don't know when it's going to happen again.
Yep.
You can think, we're going to get back. Darren, you and I both. Listen.
Doesn't work that
way.
way.
We think the Titans were going back to the Super Bowl? I thought for sure the Titans at some point would get back to the Super Bowl after the Super Bowl year. It never happened again.
All right, we'll take our final break. Come back, wrap up the first hour of the McFarland Show next.
With 13 locations nationally, including Smyrna, Star Leasing Company is a semi-trailer one-stop shop and the perfect place to build a career as a semi-trailer mechanic. Seeking candidates with all levels of experience, Star Leasing Company has a semi-trailer technician trainee program with sign-on and quarterly bonuses and other opportunities such as $1,000 for having a yearly physical. Package also includes 401k with company match, health, dental, and vision insurance, competitive pay with weekly paychecks, and paid holidays and time off. Star Leasing Company, not your typical semi-trailer leasing company. Visit starleasing.com to learn more.
It seems like everywhere you look right now, someone is sick. This year, prepare your family for airborne invaders like bacteria, pollen, and yes, germs with Navage Nasal Care. Navage flushes ultra-pure, refreshing saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril. Navage sucks out viruses, dust, and other airborne particles, all the stuff that gets trapped in your nose making you miserable. Don't get caught empty-handed this winter. Get Navage, the drug-free solution that helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Even better, Navage is HSA, FSA eligible, so Navage is a great way to spend those funds before they expire. Don't wait a minute longer. Buy Navage today and you'll breathe easier knowing you're putting your funds to good use. Navage is available online at Navage.com or Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Susan, it's so great to finally be able to get together again.
Oh, it sure is. And I really appreciate you picking up the bill.
I'm happy to. I've got the extra cash. Since we've all been driving so much more again, I've been using Upside, the free app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back just for buying the gas I was going to buy anyway.
But is it a hassle to use?
No, it's super fast and easy, and I can cash out whenever I want.
That's a total no-brainer. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code LIFT for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's promo code LIFT. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code LIFT for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code LIFT.
In a single moment, everything can change. When a player's sudden cardiac event brought a national football game to a halt, it shone a spotlight on the importance of CPR readiness. Now, with youth sports in full swing, the American Heart Association is rallying parents and coaches to be ready in an emergency. To be ready, learn hands-only CPR. It's a skill anyone can learn in minutes. Visit heart.org/hands-only-CPR and become a lifesaver today.
It's a Bill King Show.
Like I've mentioned, I thought Nick had a good 5 years still left in it. This one comes as a complete shock to me. If I sat here and said, I had a feeling, guys, Nick was trending, I'd be lying. That'd be the host trying to act like he knew something he didn't know. Why would I present that to you? I am shocked. I was taken aback by it.
Weekday mornings beginning at 6 on Sports Radio 560 on 95.9 FM.
Give us a call, 615-844-5600. The McFarland Show with Darren and Justin.
Tony Kipp in the On Deck Circle. Coming up to begin the second hour of the program. You heard me ask Gary Stein about Denard Wilson. He spoke very highly of him. He is currently the Ravens defensive backs coach. And right now, stuff are starting to surface about Brian Callahan. He had his introductory press conference yesterday. Things are starting to surface on who the Titans are requesting to speak to, and he is one of them, Denard Wilson, for the D.C. job here. So they have asked to interview him, and Gary spoke very highly of him. Talked about how clean they play on defense.
Yes, not a lot of penalties.
As in not a lot of penalties.
Yeah. That certainly would be welcomed because this team had quite a few penalties.
This team did?
In the
Titans?
defense, in the defensive backfield, yes.
Huh.
Especially.
They had a lot of penalties, huh?
They did. There was.
Well, how were they on injuries?
High.
High
on injuries as well.
Okay. Well,
that's why they were 6-11.
They probably could use a little bit cleaner football.
Yes.
Tom Pelissero, I saw from Pelissero, Jeremy Fowler put it out there. Titans also plan to interview Jags passing game coordinator Nick Holtz for the OC job.
Yeah.
Now apparently I'm going to let you kind of set up. There's a relationship. This is how it works.
There is.
Between Callahan and Holtz. Is Nick Holtz related to
Lou? I don't think so. I believe they spell their last name differently, unless I just don't know how to spell.
Oh, you're right. There's no T.
There's no T.
It's my bad. HOLZ.
Yeah,
You're right.
No T.
I just glanced at it.
Yeah.
I
did the
there
same
was
thing.
A T in
I assumed they were related without looking it up. But very quickly, he was this is his first season in Jacksonville as the passing game coordinator. Before that, he was the offensive coordinator at UNLV. Then he spent several seasons with the Las Vegas Raiders from 2012 to 2021 when they were in Oakland. And then, before that, he began his career as the offensive quality control coach and video intern at the University of Nebraska in 2007. The head coach in 2007 at the University of Nebraska.
That wouldn't happen to be Bill, would it?
It would be Bill Callahan. Here's the other interesting thing, Darren. He was an offensive assistant at Stanford from 2008 to 2011. Who would have been the coach at that point?
Wow. Huh.
So, it's all in the family.
Interesting. Well. All right, we'll come back second hour. We'll begin things with Tony Kemp. We'll do that next.
560 AM, 95.9 FM, Brentwood, Nashville, 107.9 FM, Smyrna, Nashville's first 24-hour sports station. WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. Former President Trump's defamation case is now in the hands of a New York jury, which will determine damages for E. Jean Carroll after she accused him of sexual assault. While Carroll's attorney was making her closing arguments, Trump abruptly rose from his chair and exited the courtroom. The U.S. still working back channels to achieve a ceasefire and hostage deal in Gaza. At the White House today, National Security spokesperson John Kirby.
We continue to do everything we can to facilitate another hostage deal, just like we did back in November.
This is today. The UN's top court demanded that Israel try to contain death and damage in its Gaza offensive, but stopped short of ordering a ceasefire. An Alabama man became the first person in the U.S. to be executed by nitrogen gas. Critics calling it inhumane, but Alabama's Attorney General called it successful and is offering help to other states who want to execute using nitrogen gas. On Wall Street, the Dow up 35 points. This is ABC News.
Give the star in your life the brightest gift in the world. Name a star after them. This is Rocky Moselle with International Star Registry. For $59 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com, you can name a star for birthdays, weddings, or even memorials. Over 45 years, we have named millions of stars for celebrities and individuals from around the world. The star you name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office. Visit starregistry.com or call 800-282-3333.
Offer not valid in all states or where prohibited by law. Loans are subject to lender approval. See website for details.
Honey, the credit card bill came, and we're maxed out.
Maxed out cards, rent is due. We just need some extra cash to help us get by.
Maybe we should go to 27cash.com.
With our bad credit?
27cash.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with any type of credit get up to $5,000, and cash can hit our bank account as soon as tomorrow.
When you need extra cash, go to 27cash.com. That's 27cash.com. 27cash.com.
WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
Start the new year off with a bang of big savings during the Omaha Steaks end-of-season event. You can stock up on all your favorites and get 50% off site-wide. That's 50% off incredible steaks like their legendary Butcher's Cut Filet Mignon, or sink your teeth into their memorable Butcher's Cut Top Sirloin. Just go to omahasteaks.com. Plus, when you use code QUALITY at checkout, you'll get an extra $30 off your order. From perfectly aged tender steaks to juicy burgers, decadent desserts, and classic comfort meals, every bite is guaranteed perfect. For a limited time, get 50% off site-wide. Plus, save an extra $30 when you use promo code QUALITY at checkout. Start the new year off right and warm up your winter with tender steaks and hearty home-cooked favorites from Omaha Steaks. All 50% off with their end-of-season event. Make sure to enter the promo code QUALITY at checkout to get that extra $30 off your order. Minimum purchase may apply.
Omaha Steaks, America's original butcher.
Listen, you can't handle the truth. It's about to go off. Live from the WNSR Strike and Spare Studios.
Just a bit outside.
Now back to the McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
Show me the money!
Call or text text now. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Call us or send us a text on the WNSR text line. 615-844-5600. 615-844-5600. Call or text. Same number.
Alrighty then.
Now, the McFarland Show with Darren and Justin.
Hour number 2 on this Friday afternoon. Hope everybody's having a great day so far. Darren and Justin here with you. We're live in the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio. Don't forget, every day you can watch the show on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Justin, our next guest.
Yes.
Hall of Fame person.
Yes.
Hall of Fame person. 100%. Nashvilleian, Tony Kemp. Tony, how the heck are you? How's the family?
What's going on, guys? Thanks for having me. That's a heck of an intro. Appreciate that.
That's true. It is true.
Family's great. 2 beautiful little girls. One's 2. The other one is Naomi is going to be 6 months in February. Just bought a new house. Just blessed, guys. As you guys know.
Living the dream, right?
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me, like I said.
Yeah, well, thanks for doing it. By the way, I wanted to say this is all part of it and a no surprise. And anybody listening here in this market, I'm sure a lot of our listeners have crossed paths with you over the years, so nobody's going to be surprised. But by the way, you were just nominated for the 4th time for the Roberto Clemente Award. And again, anybody who knows you is not surprised by that. But with that being said, let me officially congratulate you yet again on something that is well-deserved on your end.
No, I appreciate it, guys. It's obviously you don't really do it for the accolade, but you do it just, for the kindness of your heart, and it gets rewarded, I guess, at the end. And just being nominated for something like that is, it's like my wife said, it's something that is more important than any other award, any other World Series ring, anything that you can even think of. So. Super fortunate to have all those nominations, and super excited to see what the future holds for sure. But to give back to the community and give back to people who can't, obviously do much for you, but you can do a lot for them speaks volumes. So I appreciate it, guys.
It's been a while since we've chatted. I want to tell you, and I still wear the +1 Effect shirt. How many people still say something to me? Like, it's really cool. Like, still, most of it's like, what does that mean? What is that all about? Yeah. And so, it's super cool. I just want you to know that. Man,
that's awesome, dude. Yeah, I need to order a couple more. The ones that I have are ragged, but I appreciate it, man. Thanks for spreading that word and the awareness. And like I said, that was back 4 years ago. Now that we're talking about it, and that time has just flown by. So, obviously appreciate you guys always supporting that. It means a lot.
Did you go over to the winter meetings and were you handing out your card? Like, hey, I'm a free agent. Need anybody? Tony Kemp,
yeah.
Here's my resume.
Yeah. I just, got off the phone with my agent. So yeah, we're getting those calls, and I'm, hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get some offers here in this next week or so, and things will start going. But as you guys have probably been following, it's been a slow free agent market this year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What can you put your finger on? What is your agent telling you? You're obviously talking to people. Why is that, you think?
Well, I think the biggest thing is just it's good to have that interest from teams across the league. First and foremost, this would be parts of 9 years in the big leagues and my 11th full season, I think.
Gosh,
going into.
Crazy.
Yeah, so it's just, body feels good and mind's healthy, family's taken care of, and, you just kind of take everything in stride. And, I guess at the end of the day, you got to understand your market. You got to kind of put your ego aside and really understand, okay, what's the best fit for me? Do I need to take a little bit less money for it to be closer to my family, or does it need to be a situation where you also got to think about California taxes, right?
Yeah.
So,
yes.
This is real.
There's a lot more that really meets the eye. So you really have to go more in depth with what the decision making has to do. You're talking to your wife. Is this best for you? Do you like this city? Is this best fit for the team? So it's an interesting process. try not to get too stressed out about it. If I'm being real, I'm just trying to take everything in stride and have a good time with it.
Nashvilleian Tony Kemp on the line with us, spent the last 4 seasons with the Oakland Athletics, currently a free agent. I wish, because I know what Justin and I will be talking about a lot. We will be telling people here to sign you. I wish Nashville had an MLB team. You know, it'd be easy. That would be an easy dot to connect. Kemp stays home.
I think hopefully, fingers crossed, in the next 5 years, we can get a team to relocate here. And, you know, you never know. My name might be attached to that in some way, shape, or form. So you never know. But, yeah, Nashville definitely needs a team. I mean, the AAA team led the years in attendance in AAA for a reason. Nashville auditioned for a baseball team.
So,
is Tony there?
Tony, you with us?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. You broke up on us. Sorry about that.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
So you believe, last thing, and I'll flip it over to Justin. So you do believe, you feel good about it. You think hopefully in the next 5 years that could be a reality for this market.
Yeah, I can't tell all my sources, but but I really do. I really do think that the city deserves it, and there's a lot of people who would come out and support a team in Nashville, especially a big league team in Nashville. I mean, obviously that would mean the AAA team would have to relocate somewhere else. But, you know, if you think about it logistically, it kind of makes sense to have another team in the middle of the U.S. So I feel good about it. I don't know about you guys, but I certainly feel good about it.
Well, only time will tell. There's still a couple of hurdles to cross before we get to that kind of a thing.
You're right.
Let me ask you, sir, as someone who has played the game at a time of great change, how have you adjusted to one day the bases are bigger, one day there's a clock now, one day, you know, there's stuff that and you, sir, have not been playing, you know, since 1967. You just started in the big leagues in 2016. All this stuff has changed. Well, you've been there. So what does that do as a player where you go out there and go, okay, well, this is a little different?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is I feel like the way you're able to stick around in the league is you have to just constantly adjust. And year to year, the league's never going to be the same. And at the end of the day, the way you have to look at it is these are the changes and everybody's going to have to do it. So you're going to have to adapt in some way, shape, or form. And you know, obviously with the pitch clock and the bases, you know, those opinions are different from my end, but, you know, I feel like baseball shouldn't be something that's rushed, but, you know, on the other hand, the games were kind of getting out of hand. So I understand why they did it, and I understand that for the safety of the bases as well. So, you know, sometimes change can be good. So I think that the players just kind of took it in stride, and I feel like a lot of us didn't really agree with it up front, but once we saw the game, what the games were looking like in terms of how long they were taking, I think that most of the players liked it.
Yeah, I have to admit, the player starting at second base in the extras, it caught me off. I mean, I knew it was happening, but then I was watching it, and then it actually happened. And, you know, it's one of those things that you kind of know. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you know it's going to happen. Then when it really happens, you go, what? How did he get there? That's not right.
Yeah.
You know, how does he start at second?
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. And look, there's a lot of games in the regular season, so extra innings, the runner starting on second base is something that is good. But I think in the postseason, if it goes to extra innings, that there shouldn't be a runner to start on second.
Well, that's an interesting approach. All right, let's talk about your situation there in Oakland. Obviously, there's been an announcement. Obviously, the team is on the move, and I know. Listen, you know, the game is transit, and you may or may not be there, and who knows what's going on. But it's got to be unusual. There's only a handful of players who lived through. I think the Oilers moving to Tennessee went through something like this. The Cleveland Browns, when they were on the move to Baltimore, went through something like this when they announced in the middle of the season that the team is leaving, and then the fans react in the way that they do, and you're just trying to play a ball game, and all this stuff is going on the outside. Well, what is that like?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot on the players' plates, having to answer media day after day about something other than what's going on between the lines. And, that kind of gets old at a certain point, especially once you're around the league for a bit. I feel like as far as rookies, they really don't know how to answer the questions too much. So I feel like it was one of those deals where the reporters knew who I was and knew that I'd been around a bit. So I was fielding most of the questions. So I think it's honestly terrible that the A's are moving. I feel bad for the fans, and I really haven't done my letter, my farewell letter to them yet. But I think in it, I'll definitely be voicing my opinion that it's tough to see the fans that I interacted with on a day in day out basis that they might have bought a house close to the stadium to be close and bought some tickets and thought about wanting to bring their kids to the games because they went to the games. And I feel like when money and business get in the way of people's hearts, that's when it starts to really hurt people. And there's a lot of fans who are hurt, and I completely understand. If I was in their shoes, I would feel the same way. So I wish there was a way that they were able to stay. And, I feel like if ownership was able to put their best foot forward and put their best people out there and really spend the money in free agency and really go for it, how the baseball should be played, that's how it should be. I feel like the fans are getting a disservice in what's going on there. So it's a sad situation.
I'm going to ask you a question, sir, that I've never asked a current player. I've asked an analyst, I've asked former players, but I'm going to ask a current player now, and it's a thrill to do so. How does your generation of players, as a baseball fan, we judge players according to certain stats? Wins, you get to 300 wins, you're a great pitcher.
Yeah.
You get to 5,000 strikeouts, you're a great pitcher. If you get to 3,000 hits, wins, per season. The game has changed so much that a lot of the stats that we judge players by may no longer apply anymore. So, for your generation, sir, as somebody who's currently playing in Major League Baseball, how are you guys going to determine, or how are we as a baseball society going to determine in the future who was really a great player and who wasn't, if the numbers continue to change the way that they are?
Yeah, I would probably say a good statistic. We're talking about what's the statistic that you can look at and be like, this is a good player or this is an okay player?
It doesn't have to be. It's whatever measurement. What's the measurement we should be using now? If we can't use hits and wins and strikeouts, what are we looking at here then, sir?
I honestly think it's either weighted runs created, which is WRC plus, or you're looking at OPS. Because, batting average is different now. I went through a fit last year where, I think I was the third unluckiest big leaguer last year. I think I hit just over 200, but my expected batting average was somewhere around 250. So there's so many other stats that you could look at that really don't tell the whole story. Now with shifts and now where people play, man, it's so hard to determine that number, because you could used to say, okay, this guy hits 300, he's a good hitter. But now it's like, okay, if this guy hits 250, he's a good hitter, just because of what the pitchers and the guy, and this is another thing is that people don't talk about that's underrated is the defense in the big leagues. Like defenses back in the day, you had your Gold Glove center fielders, such and such, but you were getting, no disrespect to Evan Gaddis, love Evan Gaddis, but there's over 30 games he played in the outfield, which now that guy is completely gone, and it's a really good athlete that's out there. So I mean, man, there's just different things. I don't want to beat around the answer because it's I don't want to say it's a loaded question, but it's hard, it's tough.
Yeah. That's more than fair. You're right. I mean, I've told the story many times on the show. When you go to a Major League Baseball game now, Justin, you heard me say this. Like you see the lineups on the Jumbotron, and you basically see no one hitting 300. It's just weird.
We've been trying to figure it out.
It's just weird.
We're just trying to what is happening?
Okay, so let's talk about this. I mean, the average fastball when I came into the league was 93, 92 maybe in 16, and now it's 96.
Oof, wow.
I mean, and you're talking about 4 miles an hour at a distance of 60 feet and 6 inches. So you're seeing the ball for less time, and the movement. I mean, you guys have seen clips of guys who what they're figuring out now, that they're talking about moving the mound back because the pitchers are throwing so hard and they got such nasty stuff. But if I could go back and hit in the 90s where guys are throwing sinkers at 90, I think I would love that era.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
But that's just not where the game's at right now.
That's a good point. Lastly, Tony, tell everybody what you're doing on Sunday. I know you're with a group of Dr. Kevin Dyson and Ben Zobrist and Eric Decker and others at Belmont on Sunday. I believe this is free, right, to the public?
Yeah, so it's a free event. I'm speaking around 1 o'clock.
Okay.
And, just right down the street at Belmont University. But pretty much me and Ben Zobrist had created a good relationship, especially being teammates in Chicago for the second half of 2019. But I think the biggest thing is getting kids out there who are, dealing with things on the field, whether it be baseball, basketball, football, golf, soccer, whatever it may be. I feel like sometimes fans don't get the full disclosure or full picture of really what goes on in terms of what the athlete goes through mentally, physically, emotionally. It's just going to be a real talk about mental wellness, and I think me and Ben have some good stories just about, for example, Ben Zobrist making millions of dollars, but still, you still have problems in your life. It's just because you're making this money doesn't mean that. And, in Ben's case, unfortunately, he went through a tough divorce, so I'm sure he'll be talking about that as well. You could have this money sitting here, but he might not necessarily be the happiest person on the inside. So it's really, and then you have to go out there and perform in front of thousands of people every night. And I think it's just going to be a talk about that and a talk about mental health and the fact that, there were a couple guys who had to step away from the game in the past couple of years, Chris Davinsky, Ryan Sheriff, and there's also Austin Meadows, or Austin Meadows? Yeah, plays for the Tigers. These guys are having to step away from the game because they're dealing with things that are, internally meaning mentally and how hard the game can be. And there's a lot of other external factors that go on into just suiting up and going out there and playing a 9-inning game. So it's just going to be a good talk. You're going to hear a lot of different athletes' perspectives in their fields and what they're going through. And I think it's going to be good for the public to hear just different perspectives on what people go through that are playing at the highest levels.
I think it's fantastic. Good for you. Good for you and Ben teaming up. Like you said, 1 o'clock, Belmont's Fisher Center. It's free to the public, and I would advise anybody that has any interest in what Tony just said, that you would like to hear that, you should go check it out on Sunday. Tony, always a pleasure.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks so much for doing this. Good luck with everything, and we'll catch up with you down the road.
Hey, I appreciate you guys. You guys have a good one, and I'll see you down the road at hopefully a Nashville Stars game.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Go.
Yes, sir. Tony Kemp, Nashvilleian. Boy, he keeps teasing us with that, doesn't he?
He knows something.
Man, I just get more and more excited when he keeps saying that. All right, 615-844-5600 is our phone line. If you want to jump in there and be a part of the McFarland Show, we'll continue on here on this Friday afternoon, Nashville Sports Radio.
At Edwin Watts Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, there's something that binds us all. The collective goal to transcend the ordinary. Introducing the new Callaway AI Smoke Driver. The new AI Design Club has multiple sweet spots across the face, making it an average of 7 yards longer than the prior model. Visit us in store for a free custom fitting at your local Edwin Watts Golf Shops or shop us online at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
Want even more excitement on game day? It's time to get on Prize Picks, the best way to win big on fantasy sports. Here's how it works. Just pick 2 to 6 players and choose more or less on their stats. If you get them right, you could win up to 25 times your cash. It's quick and easy to make your picks, and with fast and safe deposits and withdrawals, Prize Picks is the place to play this season. Prize Picks has awesome weekly promotions, and they're the only daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy, keeping you in the game even if one of your players goes down. Sweat it out, watch your entry update in real time, and continue the fun by making picks on second half and fourth quarter stats. Take your game day experience to the next level with Prize Picks. And right now, you go to prizepicks.com/primetime and use code primetime. Prize Picks is matching your first deposit up to $100. That's prizepicks.com/primetime with code primetime for a 100% deposit match. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for more details.
Bar Lines at the Omni Nashville Hotel downtown is at the heart of Music City. Located within walking distance of the Country Music Hall of Fame, Bar Lines at the Omni is your downtown honky-tonk destination. Watch your team from any seat on their plentiful HD TVs and catch a live show on the Bar Lines stage featuring live music 7 days a week. Bar Lines has the ultimate Southern comfort food. Get started with classic fried green tomatoes or bourbon barbecue wings. Then it's on to the massive Smashville double stack or the world famous Bar Lines grinder. Oh, you've never heard of the Bar Lines grinder? 2 kinds of cheese, lettuce, Dijon, smoked turkey, smoked bacon, smoked ham. Now that's some smoke you want. Local brews and local spirits are on tap at Bar Lines. Take a seat on the patio outside and soak up the rhythm of Music City. Bar Lines at the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown. Are you ready for a touchdown of flavor and excitement? Look no further than Sam's Place and Sam's Sports Grill, the ultimate destination for great food, fantastic drinks, and game time atmosphere that will have you cheering for more. Sam's is the place for every sports fan and food lover with over 40 TVs at every location. Sam's has a family-friendly atmosphere where everyone can have a blast. From their friendly staff to awesome kids menu, they've got something for everyone. Online at samsplace.net or samsportsgrill.com, or call and find the nearest location to you. At Sam's, the game is always on and the fun never stops.
It's the McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
We're all signed up for a new class called Analytics. We're going to have to learn these terms because it's not only going to be the head coach, it's going to trickle down through his staff. They're going to start using these terms, and that's not a horrible thing. Welcome to 2024. Things are going to be a whole lot different around here when it comes to Titans football.
Sound very different.
Will it look different? That's the plan.
The McFarland Show with Darren and Justin on Nashville Sports Radio WNSR.
You're listening to The McFarland Show live on WNSR Nashville Sports Radio.
We thank Tony Kemp for joining us. Good stuff from him. I encourage you, if you have any interest in checking that out, like I said, free to the public. And he said, I didn't have the exact times, Ben Zobrist and Tony Kemp.
Once it starts at 1 o'clock, though.
It starts at 1 o'clock?
Yes, that's what he said.
Maybe they're first up then.
Maybe so.
Tony Kemp and Ben Zobrist. Kevin Dyson will be there. Eric Decker will be there.
Nice.
So
wide selection of athletes there.
At Belmont's Fisher Center, if you want to be a part of that. I think it'll be a fantastic event. And what else can you do in today's society where it's free? Listen to the radio.
Not a lot.
And go to this event. That's about it.
Not a lot.
Listen to terrestrial radio and go to this event.
And go to this event.
That's about it.
And breathe.
And breathe.
Although, stand by.
615-844-5600.
Maybe changing soon.
Let's start things off with Eric. Eric, what's up?
Hey, guys. First of all, I'm just saying I hope we have 2 great football games on Sunday. Whether or not that will happen, I don't know. But my feeling is this. I actually do give Detroit a shot. I don't know if they'll win. They say the signs look like Deebo Samuels is going to play. But I definitely like Detroit in the 7.5. But I'm looking forward to a great game. I'd like Detroit's chance better if Samuel doesn't play, but I got a feeling he's going to play.
It looks like he is.
Yeah. As far as Baltimore and Kansas City, this one is tough for me. If Baltimore, I'm serious, guys, and you probably may agree with me on this, if they're playing anybody else but Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes, I'd take Baltimore hands down. But with Patrick Mahomes, it's like when Tom Brady was playing. It's just tough to pick against him no matter what the team. I still think Baltimore overall is a better team. That's my heart is pulling for the Ravens, but my head's telling me Kansas City because of Patrick Mahomes. But I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout, but if it is, I think it'd be Baltimore doing it, not Kansas City, because I don't see this Kansas City team blowing out the Ravens, but I think that's going to be a great game as well.
Gary brought it up, Gary Stein in the first hour, and I've brought it up on the show this week. Pay close attention to, is it Tooney? He's the left guard.
Left guard.
Oh, yeah.
He's banged up, and if that cat doesn't play, I'm telling you, it's going to affect the game, and not a good way for the Chiefs.
Oh, I agree with that. And also, I don't know if it's going to happen, but one of the rumors I've also heard that Kansas City manages to pull it off and win the Super Bowl. There's rumors that Andy Reid may retire. So, who knows?
I don't believe that. I know that's how. I know that's. I've seen that. So I don't believe it.
Yeah. But I will say this, guys. I'm hoping we see, personally, I would love to see a Detroit-Baltimore Super Bowl, so I won't be upset either way. Or at least Detroit or Baltimore make it, because I both one of the teams. I don't want to see San Francisco, Kansas City Super Bowl, because I can't pull for either of the teams. But I'll be honest, I think that's what the NFL network wants, because they think that would probably give all the biggest ratings. Although it'll be highly rated, they think if it's San Francisco, Kansas City, they'll be the most ratings for obvious reasons. So, but guys, we're gonna see what happens. I mean, Baltimore, I would definitely pull for Lamar Jackson. I'm not a Ravens fan because of the thing with the Titans. The one person, of course, I wouldn't be happy to win the Super Bowl would be Jadeveon Clowney on the Ravens. So, but we'll see what happens, guys. It's always good talking to you. We'll talk to you next week. Y'all take care. We'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
The ratings are going to be this weekend through the roof.
Without question.
They're going to be. So we told you. Did I just go? Told you. We told you last week. We told you last week. Those divisional rounds were amazing. Those amazing ratings. Did I just do that all of a sudden? What happened?
Am I joined by Gomer?
I got so
excited?
I told you last week that the Rams and the Lions was going to get huge ratings. I told you.
You don't know what you talking about, boy. Bar, you're just talking about them.
Don't know what just happened.
The spirit of Gomer
Detroit Lions. Don't be Detroit Lions anyway.
Did I get so excited to talk about the ratings?
You got so excited you slipped in the Gomer pile. Just on nowhere.
Golly.
Woo, boy, these ratings going to be through the roof.
All your Kentucky just came out, like all of it. All of it.
So we talked about the Chiefs' bills were $50 million.
Yeah.
And the Lions were 49.1.
Don't question Darren's Kentucky ever again. Never again. Is Darren really from Kentucky? He absolutely is.
Let's play this, and you tell me.
He absolutely is from Kentucky.
So I think the numbers are going to be what? So if we know last week divisional round, the top was 50 million or over 50 million.
Yeah.
What do you think?
About the same.
I think it's going to go up.
Maybe a touch higher. Like
just a little bit.
Just a little bit. I mean, there's not a lot of room there after this. I mean, we're not going to go 70 mil here for because the Super Bowl on average is 100, 110, 119 mil for a really high one.
I'm going to go 55. If I'm playing the range game, Price is Right.
That's about right.
I'm stopping it at 55, 60 million somewhere. In there, this weekend,
and both of them have their own hooks, and here's the other deal: we're not talking, especially when we talk about Baltimore, Kansas City. These are not big markets. These are not Chicago, L.A., Philadelphia, Houston. These are not top 5 markets with tons and tons of people.
No.
Baltimore think it's an upper 20s market. Kansas City is a 30s-something market. These are both medium to small markets. And in the NFL, they're really small markets. Kansas City is a small market team in the National Football League.
San Francisco's big market.
San Francisco's a big-time market. No question about it. Top 5
Detroit,
market.
I don't know what Detroit is.
Detroit is, in TV terms, this market. No. Well,
are they top 10?
Well, no, not anymore.
No.
They're somewhere between 10 and 12 these days. They've been bouncing around. A lot of people leaving Detroit.
Yeah, well, that certainly happened. All right. Golly, let's go to Tony. Tony, what's up?
Good afternoon, guys. I'll tell you what's up is last night in LSU, when those fan base was ready to storm the court, they ended up storming the exits. Y'all could see that they were ready to storm the court when LSU and South Carolina was playing.
I did not see the game. We were out, and when I got home, I finished watching the end of the Preds game, and I saw the highlights. That's all I did. So I didn't see the game.
The outfit that Mulkey had on, it would look like a Las Vegas outfit ready to do a show.
That's called Thursday night.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah, it's called Thursday night for her. Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, having Tony Kemp on, I've met Tony 2 or 3 times, sat at a football game with him one year. Super nice guy, just all Americans as can be. But he made in 2011, his freshman year, what is considered one of the greatest catches in Vanderbilt history in the outfield. They were playing Alabama. They come in ranked number 21 in the country, and of course Vanderbilt was good. And it was a 8th inning game. Vandy was up by 4. Bama done scored 3 in the inning. At top of the 8th, bases were still loaded, and a shot was hit, Darren, to the left corner. And y'all have been out there at the Monster. A shot was hit, and it was tailing away to the corner of the Monster and the foul line. And Tony Kemp, playing left field, got on his horse and made a diving catch going away from the infield, diving towards the Green Monster. It was one of the most beautiful catches.
Not surprised. By the way, you know how many times?
It was just unbelievable.
When do you ever see anything on the Oakland A's? Not much, right?
No.
Not much. I'm just telling you, anytime you see something surface on the Oakland A's, it's a catch Tony Kemp made. I'm just telling you.
In the play.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's the only time you ever see anything on the A's. Is in the last 4 years, it's when Tony Kemp's making an unbelievable either play, but really it's an unbelievable catch is when it usually goes viral.
When he was playing with the Cubs 4 or 5 years ago, I went up to see the Cubs play and come down on the field in pregame warm-ups, and he come over and spoke then. I mean, if he, sees you and whatnot, he speaks to you. It's just a great guy. Just a great guy all the way around. Talking about the football games this weekend, Eric, in his analogy, good analogy, Eric, but you left out the Swifties. How much the Swifties are going to play in the NFL with behind the Chiefs? You get that in one game, guys, and in the other game, think of the other game. You've got the weight of the Lions. They feel America behind their back. I think America is behind them this year. And then you've got the 49ers feeling probably it's us against the world because of that. So it is going to be 2 great football games. I do hope it's everything that we anticipate. Generally, these games are a lot of times better than the Super Bowl, but it is going to be fun to see them. And I'm pulling for the Lions and pulling for the Ravens. So I hope that's the way it turns out.
Okay.
Guys, I'm going to leave you alone. Do what?
I said enjoy them.
Enjoy, man.
Yeah, I think we all will. And, guys, have a good weekend. Stay safe.
Yep, you too, Tony. Thank you.
I will say this to Tony's point about the 49ers feeling the weight of the world as the world is against them. If they were on the road in Detroit, I think they would feel every bit of that. Out there, nah. I mean, there will be some Lions fans there. Don't get me wrong. But the San Francisco 49ers are one of the proudest franchises in football. They've got an NFC Championship game. This is NFC Championship game number 19 for them. They're not gonna feel it. All this pressure. I think.
I'm gonna push back a little.
Sure,
there is pressure, and the only way the Lions can apply it, especially, is if they stay close or if they jump on them. Because here's the pressure, Justin.
Mm-hmm.
We have all given the 49ers, everybody has given them a pass for losing last year. Why?
They didn't have a quarterback.
Because the quarterback got hurt.
Yeah.
And then everybody knew it was over.
And then their backup got hurt.
Right. They didn't have any quarterback. They had Christian McCaffrey
they had no quarterback
running Wildcat, and the game was over.
Yeah.
And so everybody's given them a pass for losing, rightfully so.
Yeah.
But everybody's also the pressure to get back and to show everybody they belonged in the Super Bowl because of what happened. See, we did belong there.
Yeah.
Is there and is real. Okay. So they're supposed to get back to the Super Bowl because everybody said, they would have. There's a lot of people who believe if he doesn't get hurt, they would have won the game.
The pressure they feel, Darren, are the pressure that they give themselves. I'll give you that. But they're not going to feel pressure like, well, the world's cheering against us because Detroit is here. Detroit's a nice story and all of that.
Oh, yeah. No,
but they're not going to feel like, oh, we're the underdog because everyone's pulling for.
No.
Not out there, they're not.
No.
Not out in Santa Clara, California, they're not.
Yeah, no.
No. And there'll be, a few thousand Lions fans there. I'm just saying that in that environment out there, the 49ers and their fans are very proud people. And again, this is NFC Championship game number 19.
Yeah.
That is blue blood territory. I promise you, they're not going to feel the pressure of the Detroit Lions in their feel-good story coming into
Camelot. And that's where they could crumble. If
Yeah.
San Francisco jumps out 14-0, they could feel all that weight.
Oh, yeah.
Hit them like a tidal wave.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Now, I will say there's almost an advantage, and you and I have talked about this before, of them being out there. If they were in Detroit, I feel like they get more pressure if you're the Lions in Detroit.
Maybe so.
Because you got all that energy, all that nervous energy around you and all that. You and I have talked about this many times.
Yeah.
Cubs and Indians, Game 7. I really honestly feel the Cubs had the advantage because they were not in Chicago. The Indians, and they played a great game. They had some little Titan. They were in Cleveland.
Let's sneak one more in real quick. Let's go down to Columbia. Nate, what's up?
Hey, Nate.
What's up, guys? I think I did my high school and college essay for what I'm about to tell y'all.
Uh-oh.
I have seen on 3 credible websites, that's what I mean by college and high school essay. You have at least 3 credible sites for, citing what you've researched. On NBC Sports, ESPN, and a local Kansas City news outlet, I have seen that Joe Thuney is out for this weekend.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yep. I did not get an answer from the 32 Thoughts guys on that question I had the other day.
Oh, okay.
Didn't respond.
Yeah,
huh?
so
too
maybe
bad.
on Monday.
Okay.
You never know. They get a ton of questions. So
Yeah, sure.
We'll see.
Okay, Nate, thank you.
Y'all have a great weekend.
Yep, you too.
Nate.
Thanks for passing along. I still have not seen that anywhere, so we'll kind of hold off until. I mean, that's big news. So I have to believe if somebody's out there reporting that he's out, it'll get out there. But I don't see it just yet.
I'm checking for it. I don't see it yet either.
All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back. More of the McFarland Show here on Nashville Sports Radio.
Anniversary gift is paper.
Yay! Envelopes.
The traditional 10-year anniversary gift is tin or aluminum.
Are there sardines in here?
And the 20-year anniversary gift is the chance to win up to $1 million.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
It's our anniversary, but we thought about what you'd want. The new 20th anniversary Jumbo Bucks instant games from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right. Get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Michael Fabiano here, and if you want even more excitement on game day, it's time to get on Prize Picks, the best way to win big on fantasy sports. Here's how it works. Just pick 2 to 6 players and choose more or less on their stats. If you get them right, you can win up to 25 times your cash. It's quick and easy to make your picks, and with fast and safe deposits and withdrawals, Prize Picks is the place to play this season. Prize Picks has awesome weekly promotions, and they're the only daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy, keeping you in the game even if one of your players goes down. Watch your entry update in real time and continue the fun by making picks on second half and fourth quarter stats. And right now, when you go to prizepicks.com/primetime and use code primetime, Prize Picks is matching your first deposit up to $100. That's prizepicks.com/primetime with code primetime for a 100% deposit match. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for details.
And now, NetPaint LLC is reminding Americans to show support to the brave men and women who serve our U.S. military. Please visit DAV.org and consider donating to the disabled U.S. veterans who need our help. This message is brought to you by NetPaint LLC, serving Nashville and the surrounding areas for 10 years. For all your residential, commercial, interior, and exterior painting needs, give the pros a call today at 615-608-4548. 615-608-4548. That's NetPaint LLC. They're professionals who care.
The TSU men's basketball squad came through a challenging non-conference schedule with a winning record and now turned their attention to Ohio Valley Conference play. The Tigers kicked off a run of 18 league games over a 9-week period through February, leading the OVC Championships March 6th to the 9th at the Ford Center in Evansville. And part of that, 9 league home games at the Gentry Center. Hello, this is Greg Pogue inviting you to join longtime TSU broadcaster Albert Dawson and me on all the games this season right here on Nashville Sports Radio.
You're listening to The McFarland Show live on WNSR Nashville Sports Radio.
Been a fun show today. Gary Stein up in Baltimore joined us talking about the Ravens. He says they're going to win the Super Bowl. Tony Kemp joined us at 3 o'clock. Good discussion with him. And your calls, always welcome. 615-844-5600. Let's go back to those phones. A man that's either really excited, maybe a little bit nervous. I don't know what his emotions are like. Dr. Detroit. Dee, what's up?
I'm as nervous as Sylvester the cat hanging onto a ceiling towel right now.
Okay.
Pins and needles. I mean, more excited, guys, but it's just, it's coming. It's going to happen. It's scheduled. So, let the games begin. But, man, I'm so happy. I'm still right on the high. We'll just see what's y'all's prediction before we go into Sunday.
Well, we're going to do that after your call, so we'll save it.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good weekend.
All right, good luck, man.
All right.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, there you go.
He's excited, man. He is excited like a rooster on pins. I don't know what that is.
Rooster on, and by the way, why
would a rooster on pin be excited?
What just happened with you all of a sudden? A rooster on pins.
Trying too hard.
What is
happening?
happening?
Trying too hard.
That was close.
Stay in the lane.
My country boy came out.
Yeah.
Country boy, Columbia.
I am on Detroit's side, though. I just want to let you know that.
I know.
On Detroit's side.
The nation. Yes. The nation is rooting for the Lions, minus 49ers fans.
Can I throw in my pick after y'all get through?
Sure.
If you want to.
Sure.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, feel free.
Let's do the McFarland six-pack of picks. Even though we don't have, like next year, we'll have to get some, cute, intro music.
We'll get something for it.
A voicer.
Yeah.
We'll do all kinds of good stuff.
Sure.
All right. Chiefs at the Ravens. By the way, we can, Nate, your info was correct. It is out there. The Chiefs have put it out there. Adam Schefter, others, Ian Rappaport.
Yeah, straight from the Chiefs.
Yeah, Tooney's out.
Yeah.
That really, it doesn't matter what anybody else said. The Chiefs say he's out. So that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Their left their left guard is out.
And he's on the injury report. Yes, he's out.
Okay. With that being said, Chiefs at the Ravens. Ravens by 3.5.
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
I'm not even hesitating on it. I believe Patrick Mahomes is the best player in football. And, you're going to have to beat him. I've been saying this, and Darren, I have, since the giddy up. They're the toughest out. To me, they are the toughest out. So you're going to have to beat them. And even when you got them beat, they're not beat. If you've got Patrick Mahomes down 14 points in the fourth quarter, is the game over? No, it's not over. He does that. So give me the Chiefs.
Okay. No hesitation for me. I'm taking the Ravens.
All right.
No hesitation. Lions at the 49ers. San Fran favored by 7.5.
Okay, so do I believe the 49ers are going to win the game? Yes, I do. Do I believe they're going to win it by 7.5? That's where I'm like, that's the seesaw there for me. For that reason, give me Detroit, not for the win, but to cover the spread. I think they'll get closer than 7.5.
Okay. I, too, am going to take the Lions. Okay.
But 49ers win, to me. And the 49ers win the game.
I think so, too. Sorry, Dee. Earmuffs. I do, too. I think the 49ers are going to win, but I think the Lions can keep it close.
Sure. No, the Lions will play them a good game, and the Lions will do their fan base proud, and it's a great story. And there's no shame in losing to the 49ers either. Here's the other thing. We have not had, and I need to look this up, I'm pretty sure this is correct. We have not had 2 number 1 seeds in the Super Bowl in almost 10 years. Well, it's been, I think they said 2017 or 18. It's been a few years since we've had both the number 1 seeds in the Super Bowl. And we've got both the number 1 seeds playing this weekend at home. History has shown, typically, I think in the 58 Super Bowls, they've had the number 1 seed face off against each other like 13 times or something. It's not often. Typically, one of them doesn't make it.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. I mean, to say both home teams always win, that's just not the case at all.
We know that don't happen.
We know all kinds of examples.
The NFL's full of lore about that.
More passing yards. Jared Goff, who they were chanting his name at Little Caesars Arena last night in the Red Wings game, or Brock Purdy? Who has more passing yards, Goff or Purdy?
Jared Goff will have more passing yards because I believe they'll be behind.
Okay. I'm going to go Purdy. Okay.
Right.
More rushing yards. Pacheco or Lamar Jackson?
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, that's a wrinkle.
Mm-hmm.
Give me Lamar.
Okay.
I think they keep Pacheco in check, actually. Give me Lamar.
Well, Gary Stein said they are going to do their darndest to keep Pacheco in check.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to go, and Gary, I trust, I'm going to go Lamar. Okay. This is a wrinkle here, McFarland's 6-pack of picks.
Let's go with the wrinkle.
More goals tomorrow afternoon. Matinee hockey in Edmonton. Edmonton and Nashville. More goals. Draisaitl and McDavid or the Preds? I'm just go look at the history of Draisaitl and McDavid.
I understand what
By
you're
the way,
saying.
it's their history against everybody.
I understand.
But it's not, they have eaten the Predators alive.
Give me Draisaitl and McDavid. Thinking about who they are.
So more goals. Draisaitl and McDavid
over the
or
Preds.
the Preds?
Yeah, I think they win 3-2. Or something like that. Could be a draw, but 3-2. Give me Draisaitl and McDavid.
I'm just telling you. And they broke out for 3 in the third. A nice win in Minnesota last night.
Yeah.
But their offense has been sputtering. And I'm just telling you, Draisaitl and McDavid, again, they do this to everybody, but they have eaten the Predators in either points or goals. They have just raked on the Preds. I'm going to go Draisaitl and McDavid too. And finally, Dalton Connect.
Yeah.
Tennessee at Vandy.
Yeah.
At Memorial Gym tomorrow, 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Dalton Connect.
Yeah.
Over under in points.
Yeah.
25.5.
Over.
You were quick.
Yeah. I just needed the number.
Over. I'm going to take the over too.
And give me the
25.5.
Yeah.
No hesitation?
They're not good.
Well, I know.
What they go do?
Well, they should try to stop him.
Well,
possibly.
Well, if they could,
or slow him down a little bit.
If they could stop him, then wouldn't they be winning some other games?
I meant slow him down, not stop.
Okay, well, if they could slow him down, wouldn't they win some other games? By the way, I did just look it up. Last time the number 1 seeds were in the Super Bowl was 2017. That was last time both number 1 seeds made the Super Bowl. The number, Darren, 13 times since they began the playoff seeding in 1975.
Okay.
The number 1 seeds have played in the Super Bowl 13 times. That's 13 out of 48 Super Bowls where the number one seeds have faced off against each other. History has shown one of these guys is catching the L this weekend.
Yeah.
I don't know which one. I'm betting it's the Ravens, but history has shown more times than not, both number one seeds don't make it.
Yeah. All right, we'll take our final break, come back and put a bow on this week and today's show. We'll do that next.
Do you ever feel like gambling is causing financial strain or hurting your relationships? The Gambling Clinic has been helping people who want to change their gambling habits for over 2 decades. With physical clinics and remote online appointments, we're here to help you make informed decisions about your gambling so it doesn't lead to a bigger problem. Visit us at thegamblingclinic.com so we can work together to help you win your life back. This project is funded by the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services.
Bob's Steak and Chop House, located in the Omni Nashville Hotel, is a nationally renowned steakhouse specializing in the finest corn-fed Midwestern prime beef. The menu formula is simple: incredible meat, gigantic shrimp, fabulous salads, and decadent desserts. Start your experience at Bob's with the fried calamari or fresh scallops seared in Texas burnt honey. All the beef at Bob's Steak and Chop House are USDA prime cuts, from the traditional filet of tenderloin and ribeye to the adventurous Kansas City bone-in strip. They even have 2 different surf and turf options. And if you're looking for the other white meat, Bob's Steak and Chop House serves a dry-aged pork tomahawk with homemade applesauce. Fresh seafood is on the menu, from salmon to scampi, and even fresh lobster tail. For reservations, give them a call or log on to the Omni Nashville Hotel website. Bob's Steak and Chop House at the Omni Nashville Hotel.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No, no one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now, to learn more.
800-649-0142. 800-649-0142. 800-649-0142. That's 800-649-0142.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
There aren't any cops around. After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good.
Hey, I can hold my liquor.
I drink and drive all the time.
If you put away some drinks, put away your keys. Fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
Hey, it's John Burton from News Channel 5 and the Greg Pogue and John Burton Show.
And I'm former All-Pro linebacker for the Tennessee Titans, also known as Mr. Monday Night, Keith Bullock.
And I'm Patton Cook. We're inviting you to join us every Saturday morning from 10 to 11 for What's Good with KB and JB, the podcast show.
All live on Nashville Sports Radio and all streaming platforms.
We talk Titans, we talk SEC football, we talk NBA, we talk everything, and we also get a little petty from time to time.
Make sure you join us.
Honest opinions, genuine conversations. The McFarland Show.
Deebo Samuel practiced for the second straight day for the 49ers. So looks like he's probably going to play. Tooney, the left guard for Kansas City, has been ruled out.
Yeah.
Big blow for their offensive line. Big blow. So we shall see.
Yeah, played more snaps than any other offensive lineman this year, according to one Kansas City beat writer.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Predators are in Edmonton tomorrow afternoon. We had a little fun with that question. Edmonton obviously is really good. They've been the hottest team in the league since basically they fired their coach.
Fred's not home until next Wednesday.
Well, they only have one more game till the All-Star break. And one more game, at home.
Yeah.
That's against LA.
Yeah, next Wednesday.
They're in Edmonton. I think they got Ottawa, and then they have LA here, and then that's the All-Star break.
Okay. I knew they were taking a road trip. I guess it's longer than I expected. I guess it just, when I looked it up this morning, I was like, are they really they're not back, huh? They're having the dinosaur explosion or whatever they got going on at Bridgestone this weekend, and, the Preds are out of there. Preds won't be back till Wednesday.
Yeah. Nice win last night. They got 3 goals in the third. Beat Minnesota.
Yeah.
Minnesota have been hot. I gave you the numbers yesterday.
Yes, you did.
So that's a good win for them to get back on track because they had lost a couple. You think about 4 out of their last 5. They've been scoring basically 1-2 goals a game. And it's just hard to win. In today's hockey, it's like what we've been talking about with the Titans offense. If you can't score, good luck.
Got to put the biscuit in the basket.
The rules are different. You got to score.
Yeah.
In today's games.
Yeah. They're not rewarding the defense as much as they did.
Even baseball, right? We had Tony Kemp on today. I mean, it's just you don't see. It's very rare you see 1-0, 2-1 games.
No.
Not like you used to. Does it still happen? Of course. They play 162 games. Yes, but to the level that we used to see, you just heard it. Tony Kemp. By the way, I had not heard that. Miles per hour, the average is up 4.
It's up 4.
Up 4 miles
from
per
when
hour.
he started in 2016.
From when he started?
2016.
To today. The velocity is up 4 miles per hour.
With movement, of course.
Wow.
Yeah.
By the way, the mountain didn't change.
No, the mountain hasn't changed,
distance.
no.
The distance didn't change.
No, it hasn't changed since the 60s.
Vanderbilt in Tennessee at Memorial on Saturday at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
I think that game's on SEC Network.
SEC Network, yeah.
And then, of course, the 2 championship games on Sunday.
Yep.
Chiefs, Baltimore will get things started.
CBS and Fox 17.
There you go. For the 49ers Lions?
49ers Lions, yeah.
All right.
West Coast game.
Enjoy your weekend. Be safe. We look forward to talking to you Monday afternoon at 2 o'clock. We shall see you then.